From Prairie Lodge, this is the Sun City Report, the program to keep you up to date on what's happening in Sun City, Huntley. Your host is your fellow Sun City resident, WGN's Orion Samuelson.
Hello, neighbors, and welcome to our Sun City Report. This is the first edition for the year 2013. I'm Orion Samuelson, delighted to be back with you and to share with you the stories of some of our Sun City residents who, while they're active in Sun City, find themselves involved in governance outside of Sun City. So we'll learn more about what they do and what brought them to Sun City, and so I'm excited about once again being here to host our Sun City Report. We begin with Harry Leopold. Harry is a trustee in the village of Huntley, and I would guess, Harry, that keeps you fairly busy.
It does.
How many members are there on the board?
Well, there are 6 trustees and a village president, commonly known as the mayor.
And that's Chuck.
That's correct.
Okay. Does he vote when you get on to issues?
Only if we have a tie in the 6 trustees.
Okay. Before we talk about the work as the trustee, let's talk about Harry a little bit. When did you move to Sun City?
April 19th, 1999.
Oh, you're a veteran.
I sure am.
How many people were here when you moved in?
Well, we were the third family to close on our house, but within the next month there were probably 100 homes closed.
And where were you and what were you doing before you made the move?
We were in Palatine. We had moved from Arlington Heights. We had thought we had bought our retirement home in Palatine in 1990.
Mm-hmm. And what made you decide to go further west?
Well, we had been going to Arizona with the children for many, many years because Grandpa and Grandma lived there. Uh-huh. And we just loved it there. And we thought that we would buy a home there, a second home, and investigated several different communities and sort of became quite aware of the Sun City lifestyle. And when they announced that they were coming here, we thought, well, this is the best of both worlds. We can stay near the family and enjoy the Sun City lifestyle.
And what were you doing to make a living before you came here?
Well, I was actually retired in Palatine, but before that, I retired from Kemper as the Director of Information Systems.
So was that in the earlier days of technology? Were the information systems a little different then?
That sure was. That was 386 technology. The techies will understand what that is, and we still had a glass room for the big computer.
Okay, so here we are in Sun City, Huntley, and what made you decide you wanted to get involved in government work?
Well, actually, I attended a couple of the village board meetings before we finally decided to buy here. I wanted to see what kind of governance we had. The population of the town at that time was about 2,000 people. And when I attended the second meeting, the then mayor, Jim Damer, came down from the dais and asked me who I was. And when I told him, he said, well, we're going to have an opening for a trustee on this board, and we would like one of the Sun City people to run for it, so maybe you'd consider that.
How many years ago was that?
Well, that was back in 2000.
And so you're now in your what term?
Well, I was elected the first time in 2003, and I'm in my third 4-year term right now.
Has it been as interesting and as challenging as you thought it would be?
It was every bit as much as I thought it would be, and then more, and I enjoy it quite well.
Now, Sun City is deeply involved in what goes on here, so how involved are you in acting on policy that will affect residents here in Sun City?
Well, we are the oversight body for the entire village of now 25,000 people, and there are nearly 10,000 here in Sun City. So we overlook the entire village and look out for the best interests of all our residents, which oftentimes are exactly the best interests of Sun City residents.
So let's talk about some of the challenges now. We got the 4 lanes finished through the village, and now we have the interchange. And
yes.
I was talking to some people saying just when we thought it was going to be fast, now we're slowed down again. Bring us up to date on that.
Sure will. Well, we lost some time initially in construction when Commonwealth Edison hadn't moved their poles and when AT&T hadn't moved their cables. Then we lost some more time because of weather, approximately 10 working days in all, but the good weather in the fall allowed them to make up that time, and they got the 2 lanes of new concrete finished just in time for winter so that we wouldn't have to be wading through snow and mud in the old lanes and have a difficulty in snow plowing. So we're back on schedule, and it looks like it'll be open as early as September, Labor Day, or maybe as late as Thanksgiving.
What is the feeling of the trustees on what this will mean to the village of Huntley?
Well, it's definitely going to be a boost for our economic engine. We expect that the outlet mall will be rejuvenated and that they'll be able to rent more of their stores and have it more variety there for our residents. We think that the commercial lots along Jim Damer Drive will attract more people. In fact, we have 2 or 3 interested right now, but they're waiting for the interchange to be completed. And then, of course, the ease for our residents in going all 4 ways on and off of the tollway.
And what about new business coming into the village? Is it pretty active right now?
Well, yes and no. It's active in terms of some new businesses coming, but we're still not getting the businesses that we'd like to have. And we think the completion of the 4-way interchange will give that an incentive too.
Now, I have to ask about this winter because we haven't seen much of it yet. What does that do to the money situation in a village like Huntley, because you haven't had to have the plows out very much?
Well, we've spent more money this year to this date than we did last year. Of course, last year was a historic winter. But we do have plenty of salt in storage, and we have what we commonly refer to as beet juice that we put down first that takes care of the first 1/4 inch of snow.
Did the drought of 2012 take a toll on the village and on Sun City?
It did. It brought us to the brink of disaster, really.
Really?
We were pumping 5 million gallons a day in a system that is maxed out at 5.2.
Ooh.
So we were just about ready to have to put sprinkling and water consumption limitations on, and we finally got some rain and we pulled out.
But now my farmer friends across the country are very concerned about 2013. I would
Yes.
guess we are too.
Yes, well, we've already had more snowfall to this date this year than we had last year, and therefore more moisture. So we're hoping that we return to a more normal winter.
And finally, in our remaining time, what about the rejuvenation of downtown the plan that I see talked about?
Well, we put before our voters a referendum to allow us to create a TIF, tax increment financing district, where the current tax level for property tax stays the same as it is. But as property values increase and as new businesses come in, when that equalized assessed valuation goes up, there is an incremental amount of that tax that's rebated so that we put it in a fund and are able to rejuvenate the downtown by new water lines, new sewer lines, new sidewalks, and in some cases assisting our businesses with new construction.
So the appearance will change a little bit.
It will.
Well, Harry, thank you for your service, and would you encourage other people to get involved in the work of the village?
I certainly would. It's been enjoyable, and I wouldn't really see doing anything else now, so I'm really enjoying it.
Well, keep on keeping on, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Visit with Harry Leopold. Harry is a member of the Board of Trustees for the Village of Huntley and a Sun City resident. We'll talk to more of our Sun City residents involved in governance when we continue. Stay with us on the Sun City Report.
This has been the Sun City Report. Your host has been WGN's Orion Samuelson.